Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody, and welcome to our coverage of round 9 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour alongside TCR South America. Here we are at the beautiful Pinar circuit. My name is Paul Jeffrey. Down in pit lane we have Lisa Leyland bringing you all of the news and the action, and we are delighted to welcome you to this broadcast today for what should be the first racing action of the weekend. If qualifying is anything to go by, we're expecting a very exciting race indeed. Home hero Santiago Urrutia qualified in position number 6, and I do believe down on the racetrack Lisa Leyland is going to have a word with our home hero.
Good morning and a very warm welcome from the Pinar race circuit here in Uruguay. We're almost ready for the first race of the day. I say it's very, very cold this morning, but let's get things warmed up with a quick chat with home rider Sami Urrutia. Sami, it's your home round. I know last year you totally dominated here, pole position, and you dominated that first race. How are you feeling coming into this first race? Quietly confident?
Yeah, I mean, I was quick the weekend, you know. Having 30 kilos is difficult to manage, but we show we have good pace. Now starting from P6 and raced up from P5, so I think I had a good chance to finish in the podium. I have to defend my teammates as well, you know, they are in front in the championship, so the main thing is to collect as many points we can for the team. But yeah, super proud and happy to be here. You know, the atmosphere and the energy that the fans give it to me is amazing, so thank you to them and to everyone who is here.
Okay, best of luck for this first race. Thank you, Sami. Good luck to Sami and all the drivers. We're almost ready for race 1.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And of course, Urrutia has quite the following here in his home country of Uruguay, and none more so than at the Pinar racetrack. The crowds have followed Santiago Urrutia wherever he has gone all weekend long. And as Lisa mentioned, last year in 2023, the first time we came to this racetrack, Urrutia absolutely cleaned up in front of his home crowd. He'll be hoping for more of the same today. Starting down in P6, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him, I think, than we saw in 2023, but the ingredients of a great race it does make. Here you can see our entry list for the race ahead. The Kumho FIA TCR World Tour drivers are also joined by the TCR South America contingent for this weekend, and we have several interesting and exciting names. Rodrigo Baptista for Squadra Martino Honda and Carlos Silva for Palladini Racing Toyota are back. Norberto Fontana has moved over from the Cobra Racing Toyota team to the Squadra Martino Honda outfit, and then Yanatone, Gutierrez, Regardas, Pinar and Piquet that raced at Interlagos are not taking part in this particular round, so that makes 25 cars on the grid. We've had a few changes since qualifying as well. A 5-place penalty has been applied to Marcin Guar. He qualified in 10th, but will be starting in 15th for this opening race. That was for a track block on Bebu Girolamo. Tiago Vivacqua has got a 3-place grid drop for his crash with Manuel Casella at Interlagos last time out, and Enrique Maglione has been given permission to start despite having, in effect, not set a time lapse, courtesy of being stranded in qualification on the boggy infield grass. A lot of rain has fallen in Uruguay, it has to be said, over the course of this weekend. The track might be dry now, but it is a very green racing surface. The temperatures are almost on the floor here in the country. It's the winter over here. It is a very, very cold day indeed, which is going to make it exceptionally difficult to find grip in those Kumho slick tyres. It's only 10 AM local time. We've just about brushed the cobwebs off, I think it's fair to say. And what better way to have a bit of a pick-me-up in the morning than to go road motor racing. Of course, here in the South America joining us, we've got a 25-minute race plus 1 lap, and here are the title standings after qualification. Norbert Miklis, 23 points is the advantage of Esteban Gurrieri. Jan Elishay moves up into 3rd position, 33 points in arrears, courtesy of the pole position setting time that he had in qualification. Cyan Racing still lead the team standings by 20 points from the BRC Squadra Corsa Hyundai team, although with 3 have those Hyundais very much at the sharp end of the field for this opening race. They'll be hoping to change that one a little bit come the checkered flag. So the formation lap begins. Anybody new to the world of TCR touring cars? First and foremost, a big welcome and hello to you. The way we work in this sport, we do a quick formation lap. The cars will line up in grid order and then we'll go from a standing start. And it's Jan Elishay on pole from Mikel Azcona. In fifth position is Ted Bjork from Santiago Urrutia, then Esteban Gurrieri and John Philippi will start in 8th place. In 9th, it is Pedro Cardozo ahead of Matthias Rossi, Juan Rosso and Marco Butti are 11th and 12th. 13th position goes the way of Fontana from Juan Manuel Casella, Marcin Hua and Rodrigo Baptista at 15th and 16th positions. In 17th is Rafael Suzuki from Dusan Borkovic, Rafael Reis and Galid Osman at 19th and 20th places. 21st Fabio Casagrande from Carlos Silva, and then it is Reichel and Vivacqua in 24th and 25th positions. You can see it's not a great day on the screen. Very misty this morning, temperatures, very winter looking images on our television screens, and that is going to mean grip will be at a premium for all of these drivers in the opening few laps. Expect a slightly cautious start to this race. Methinks you cannot win in the first corner, but you most certainly can lose. And in these kind of conditions, with this minimal amount of data and testing in these conditions that the drivers have, it is a very, very uncharted territory that we will find ourselves in when we go green flag racing in a few moments' time. So this is round 9 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. We're joined by the TCR South America contingent. As mentioned a little bit earlier on, Pedro Cardozo is the leader of the said TCR South America field, 9th overall, just ahead of the promoted Matthias Rossi, courtesy of the penalty for Marcin Hua. Santiago Urrutia has the weight of expectation on his shoulders from 6th position from the home crowd. He'll be hoping for a good start, but with 30 kilos aboard his Cyan Racing Lincoln Co machine, it's going to be a difficult day ahead for Santi Urrutia. 25 minutes plus 1 lap. By my calculations, that's around the 19 or 20 lap mark, should we not have any safety car interventions. Plenty of racing, plenty of drama, plenty of action, plenty of excitement, and a whole lot of stuff to keep us entertained for the next 30 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere, folks at home. Touring car racing is categorically the best racing in the world, in my humble opinion, and these are the best touring car drivers in the world about to do battle. Just see somebody peeling off down pit lane actually there. I don't see who exactly that hit is. Somebody already in some early strife. 8th position, that could be John Philippi actually. Yes, that is John Philippi for Volcano Motorsports. But then, here we go. The Kumho FIA TCR World Tour, round 9 from El Pinar. The lights are on, the revs are about to rise. Green flag waves at the back of the field. In a few moments' time, we will be motor racing for the first time this weekend. The red lights begin. The action is about to commence. Don't go anywhere. Don't adjust your screens. We are go for touring car racing in South America, and that is a good start at the front of the pack for the majority of the field. Several cars in a little bit of strife for the run down into T1. Contact before we even get to the first braking event. That's somebody off to the left-hand side of your screen. We'll find out who that is in a few moments' time. Meanwhile, a little bit further up, contact between the Lincoln Co and the Hyundai drivers. Slightly further down at the head of the field, Jan Elishay still leads the pack. Ted Bjork, we saw whipping through our screen there. That is the stranded Marco Butti that we saw contact off of the line. Further drama as well. Galid Osman is involved in that one. Thiago Vivacqua as well involved and stationary, I dare say. We're going to be having some safety car interventions if those cars don't get cleared. John Philippi indeed was the driver down pit lane. Matthias Rossi trying to find his way or in front of Marcin Hua, and then everybody gears down and the dreaded sight of the safety car commences. We said, or I said, should I say, wrongly as it's now proven to be, that I expected a slightly cautious opening few corners. Well, the corners may have been great, but the straight leading up to them, not so much, as we see several drivers in all kinds of strife. Real shame there for Marco Butti. Hopefully the GOAT Racing driver can get that car extracted. It doesn't look so. There is the snatch vehicle, and I do think Marco Butti's somewhat difficult day, or somewhat difficult weekend, looks very much like it has continued. The Italian driver, the young Italian driver, the GOAT Racing. Difficult qualifying, started in 12th place. And that is the end of his activities. So while we're regathering our wings a little bit, let's have a look at the running order. Jan Elishay from Mikel Azcona and Norbert Michelis are our top three. In 4th position, that looks like Ted Bjork to me, although my timing screen says it's Nestor Girolami. I don't believe that one. Let's have a quick look though. Where is Butti? Butti down there in 12th position, top left of your screen. Slow start, closes up, 4 cars trying to go through. And unfortunately, that was the end result. Butti moving across on the squabbling pair of cars and unfortunately spat off to the side of the racetrack is the inevitable end result of that. There we go, 4 at one stage wide. Machingois, very lucky indeed is Ma to not get wrapped up in that one. And around she goes for the Honda of Marco Butti. Real shame. So early in the race, but didn't even get down to the first corner. Let's take another look. Slow launch off of the line for Butti. Starts to meander into the middle of the circuit. Then the 2 squabbling cars are alongside. 3 into 1 does not go. And Marco Butti is the one that paid the biggest price for that particular incident. There is the GOAT Honda. Not a million miles away from pit entrance by virtue of the pack, but we've only just started, so hopefully we can clear that one. And there is Thiago Vivacqua, not having a great time in the Cobra Racing Team Corolla. He's running under his own steam though, so that is something. And then this is some dramas that we saw a little bit further around. There is Vivacqua, pushed all by his own accord. I don't know. And there is the 37 of Guilherme Reichel, stranded, a victim into the side of the stationary car. Real shame for all concerned. Then the safety car still out, of course. The clock keeps on ticking for this 25 minutes plus 1 lap race. So our racing action will reduce somewhat, unfortunately, while we clear all the dramas away here at El Pinar. But it is still Jan Elishay from Mikel Azcona, Norbert Michelis is the top 3 as things stand. Ted Bjork has disappeared from my timing screens, although we can see him clearly on the racetrack, I think. Yes, there is the 111. Not quite sure what's happening to Ted, but he's missing on the timing screens, which will make for a bit more exciting commentary as the race progresses, no doubt. And here is Santi Urrutia. Where is Santi? Santi has moved up into 7th position, dropped down, sorry. No, he's moved up into 6th position as Urrutia, so no change for Santiago in front of his home crowd in his opening few corners. There is Bjork in 4th position. As the field slowly but surely winds their way around this beautiful 1.94 or 3.125 kilometre circuit. It's the Autodromo Victor Borad Fabini El Pinar track, about 30 kilometres or so away from Montevideo, which is the Uruguayan capital. 2nd time that we've raced at this circuit in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour, of course. We came here in 2023, the first time this particular layout of track had been in use. Terrible weather this weekend and last year as well. But the team have done a great job to make the circuit look very nice indeed. There's a lot of crowds here this weekend, mostly in support of Urrutia, it has to be said. But the track, we've seen it produce great racing in the past. It was a good time in 2023. Santi won in front of his home crowd. Machingois won the 2nd reverse grid race. Ma will start in pole position for the 2nd reverse grid race, so he's got an opportunity of repeating his 2023 results should he get a good launch off of the line. So we know this is a Cyan Racing Lincoln Co benefit of a circuit. We saw that one in the very wet free practice sessions, but come qualification, despite the pole for Jan Elishay, it was very much the BRC Hyundai squad that was in the ascendancy, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, headed by Azcona with Michelis and Girolami just behind in quali. They'll be hoping for a big result. Once again, there's a stranded GOAT car up there in the gravel. John Filippi still in pit lane as well, by the way. We saw him peel off right at the end of the formation lap. So the Volcano Motorsports Audi still in a little bit of drama, unfortunately for the French driver John Filippi, having a difficult weekend again. Great qualifying, in fact, to really bounce up there into 8th position at the very last moment for John Filippi. really strong qualifying result. Hopefully, whatever dramas have befallen, that Volcano Audi can be resolved before race 2, because he's in a very nice position indeed on the second row of the grid for our second race of the day. Clock still ticking then, 18 minutes 23 seconds. We feared a safety car intervention at some point during this race. That is exactly what we have had so far. Hopefully for the drivers, hopefully for the teams, hopefully for us, the fans, and myself in the commentary box. We'll go racing again in a few moments' time. Elishay from Athcona from Michaelis, 1, 2, 3. Bjork in 4th, Girolami 5th, Santiago Urrutia in 6th position. And there we see the overall timing stack at this moment in time. Guerrieri 7th from Rosso. Cardozo holding on to 9th position. Rossi still in position number 10. Juan Casella dropped down to 16th place. He's had a poor start, lost a couple of positions. As Juan Casella, he'll be hoping for a better result on home soil. In the Squadra Martino Honda as well. As things stand, John Philippi does look like a DNF. Marco Butti, of course, we've seen in his own drama. Diego Vive Aqua is back in pit lane, but not looking like he's going to play any further parts in this race. It's a real shame for Vive Aqua. Must have their fair share of dramas, it has to be said. Well, we've been joining the TCR South America field. Last time out in TCR South America and TCR Brazil in the Interlagos circuit, there was big contact for Vive Aqua in the race. Goes on 3 place time grid penalty as well. Contact with Casella, and that drama continues. Okay, safety car lights are extinguished. We are going to be going green flag at the end of this lap. 16 minutes and 40 seconds plus 1 lap left on the clock. Jan Elishay leads the field. Mikel Athcona interested in getting involved. Santiago Urrutia even more interested still in buying into this fight. Urrutia down in 6th position. So here we go then. Racing commences. Jan Elishay leads the field up to the line. The safety car lights are off. The safety car is away, and we are go here in South America at El Pinar for the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour alongside TCR South America. It's been a very nice launch indeed from Mikel Athcona. He's hunting at the back of Jan Elishay's Lincoln Co. Athcona on his tippy toes in these opening few corners of this restarted race. The Spanish driver interested in buying into that particular fight. A couple of car lengths back, no, but Michaelis not close enough to close into this particular fight, and he's got the attentions of Ted Bjork behind. Ted Bjork trying desperately to buy into that one and help his teammate Jan Elishay at the front of the field. Everybody as you were though through the opening few corners. We saw a little bit of a move for one of the GOAT Racing Hondas of Dusan Borkovic further down. He didn't pull that one off though. Borkovic stays in 14th position. Roberto Fontana trying to hold him off. Marcinkoir, one of the big movers, penalised down into 15th place. He's up into 11th and trying to find a way past Matthias Rossi at this moment in time. Rossi in the Toyota Team Argentina Corolla, the red car that you see just ahead of the Lincoln Co. We see a bit of squabbling further down the running order. Can Bjork find a way at the inside of Michaelis? The door's been left open. The door was left wide open. Ted Bjork, not one to be asked twice, finds his way past the Hungarian driver. Michaelis was very light on defence there. Ted Bjork gets that one done. There's a squabble going on a couple of car lengths further back as well, as Santi Urrutia is in the heart of all the drama. At the front of the field though, Athcona still can't find a way past Jan Elishay. There is the 1-1-2 that we saw at the back of your shot. There is Santiago Urrutia. He's got Esteban Guerrieri for close company as well. But that was a very nice pass indeed for Ted Bjork. He's up into 3rd, and he's going to close very quickly, I dare say, onto this leading duo headed currently by Jan Elishay at the front of the pack. Good driving from the Swedish driver Ted Bjork. Michaelis down into 4th place. Urrutia did clear Esteban Guerrieri as well, so he moves up into 5th place. That's one gain from starting position for the home driver. Good stuff from Santi Urrutia. Guerrieri under a little bit of pressure from Girolami behind as well. There's Pedro Cardozo. He's dropped behind Rosso. So Juan Angel Rosso has moved up into 8th place. He leads the TCR South America field. And Matthias Rossi still desperately trying to fight off with Marcinkoir. Mari's ahead for now, but Rossi hot on the heels of the Chinese driver. Through we go then. That is an audacious move. That is a very, very brave move by Bebo Girolamo. He clears his fellow Argentine driver, Esteban Gurrieri. Gurrieri left the door open. Great pass from Bebo Girolamo. That moves him up into 6th place. Good move from the Argentine. Ma has cleared Cardozo as well off screen, so Ma Qinghua up into 9th position. Chinese driver's charge continues. 15th on the grid, let's remember. 10th in qualifying, penalised to 15th. Ma Qinghua now up in 9th position. Dusan Borkovic as well off screen. Clears Rafael Race and moves up into 17th place. So good driving from the big Serbian in the GOAT Racing Honda. 0.3 of a second, 3.5 of a second cover our top two. Says it on the graphic, you can see it on your screen. But I do think Mikel Azcona doesn't quite have the legs at this moment in time of Jan Elishay ahead. Elishay managing the gap, and there is a dive, and there is a move. Ma Qinghua clears Juan Rosso. Good pass from the Chinese Ma Qinghua. 3 cars in 3 laps. Progress very nice indeed. Ma moves up now into 8th position. Good overtake from the Chinese driver as he continues his charge. Next on the list for him is Esteban Gurrieri. 12 minutes then, 15 seconds on the clock. There is Ma immediately clearing, and a gap forming to himself and Juan Rosso. Rosso, for his own part, is under a little bit of pressure, it has to be said, from Pedro Cardozo in the little Peugeot. Pedro Cardozo firmly in the slipstream. There is Ma, there is Rosso, there is Cardozo. Rossi following as well in close succession. Baptiste also close to Baptista, also close. Rodrigo Baptista, 12th position. Good drive thus far from Rodrigo, staying very firmly in contact with this particular pack. Rafael Suzuki, some good work for him as well, moving up to 13th from 17th on the grid. Rafael Suzuki hard pushing in the little Peugeot 308. As we see again, our lead battle again. Jan Elishay just looks to be a little more comfortable. Couple of tenths of a second on that last lap. Eked out over the chasing Mikel Azcona. Mikel not quite having the pace in that Elantra and TCR as things stand. Let's take another look. What are we looking at here? This is last of the late breakers. Thank you very much indeed. Bebo Girolamo sees the inside line. Esteban Gurrieri not enthused to defend on that occasion, and that moves Bebo up into 6th place. Gurrieri down into 7th in the GOAT Racing Honda. Squabbles then further down the running order. Rafael Suzuki on the defensive. Matthias Rossi, 5 times TC 200,000 champion, find a way past on this occasion. Not quite. Pedro Cardozo keeping a watching brief as well, just behind the warring duo. That's the gap. Their race leaders are starting to pull at the front of the field. Ted Bjork in no man's land in 3rd position. A gap ahead and a gap behind. Swedish driver's done good work to move his way up, but now finds a bit of a roadblock in terms of the amount of real estate between himself and his teammate Jan Elishay at the front of the field. Norbert Mikulis, having given that position up relatively lightly, I think it's fair to say he's holding on in 4th place. Santi Urrutia trying very hard indeed. 0.6 of a second is the gap between Mikulis and Urrutia as things stand. There is Norby on your screen. The meet in the Lincoln Co sandwich, it has to be said. Bebo Girolamo and Esteban Gurrieri following through. Big move of Ma Qinghua, 8th position so far, and Ma has closed very quickly indeed onto the back of the out of sorts GOAT Racing Honda. It has to be said, GOAT and Honda came into this weekend with relatively high expectations. That had not been the case in terms of pace. Of course, Gurrieri carrying 40 kilograms of compensation weight, the maximum weight that you can carry. And Gurrieri, that weight is certainly playing its part in the performance of the Argentinian drivers. Race weekend, 7th place thus far, very firmly under pressure from Ma Qinghua behind. Unlike Jan Elishay, who does have pressure, but it's not massive at this moment in time. Last time around, almost dead heat in terms of lap times between the two drivers. There is Roberto Fontana. He's had some kind of misadventure, the 47. Back on track again, running under his own steam, so that's good. Hopefully Fontana can either rejoin the race or escape to pit lane as quickly as possible and prevent any further interventions on what has been a disjointed start to round 9 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. 7/10 then, the gap at the front of the field. A good couple of 3 seconds. Next man up, Ted Bjork in 3rd position. Bjork now just managing the race to the checkered flag, 8.5 minutes, nothing to really achieve for Ted Bjork other than bring home yet another podium finish for the Swedish driver. Fabulous run of form is Ted Bjork on at this moment in time, been very, very strong indeed. Won at Mid-Ohio, of course. He's got 2 wins in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. As Galid Osman goes to see the grass. Trust me, the weather is awful. You don't want to be out there. It'll be very difficult indeed to find a way past. White flag waves for a slow-moving car. No dramas for our drivers, though. They make it through. We just saw at the top of the shot Roberto Fontana, I think that was, getting down pit lane. And here is the still stranded Galid Osman. Can the 28 get that car up and running? Doesn't look like it. The W2 Pro GP Cupra looks to be in a little bit of drama, it has to be said. Hopefully Osman can get that one back out of the gravel, or out of the dirt, shall I say, as quickly as possible. We can get racing again, dropping down the running timing screens, of course, is Galid Osman. He's stationary while everybody else is going at quite the lick of pace. And there is the Cupra VZ. Other side of the racetrack, relatively well out of the way, but of course, safety car intervention has to be called because we need to get that car cleared. Hopefully we see a replay to find out exactly what went wrong there. And there is Fontana. He did in fact make it back to pit lane, didn't Roberto Fontana, but unfortunately that looks like the Argentinian driver's race is run. Real shame for Roberto Fontana. Moving to Squadra Martino, of course, for this weekend. We saw him in a Corolla last weekend out, now in Honda colours. Big upturn in terms of overall pace and form, but sadly for Roberto, it won't be the result that he's looking for this weekend. There is a great shot of the new 2024 Cupra VZ. Beautiful car, proven to be very, very competitive in TCR competition throughout the world, not least of which is in TCR Europe, where it leads the title standings. But unfortunately for Galid Osman, a little bit of damage, a whole load of difficult to navigate from mud, and that is the end of the day for the wonderfully liveried number 28 machine. Hopefully we see exactly why that one is stranded, but the team very quick here in Pinar to get that one back off the tote ropes and hopefully out of harm's way very quickly indeed. Only 6 minutes and 8 seconds plus 1 lap left on the timing tower before we call time on this one. Jan Elishay is one of those drivers that will be more than a little bit grateful for this intervention. That gives him time to cool his jets somewhat, get the tyres back in their operating window of choice as he continues his own personal battle with Mikel Afkona at the front of the field. Ted Bjork will be grateful for this one as well. He was in no man's land before this safety car period. Big gap in front, big gap behind in third place. Knowing Ted Bjork as I do, third place will be happy for him, but second would be even better indeed. So I dare say Ted will be on the attack. Watch out, Mikel Afkona. Come the green flag running again, as we see Osman's car dragged away, front wheel damage and all, off the side of the racetrack. Let's have a look there. That is Dusan Borkovic doing his best rally driver impression. Plenty of rallying for Dusan. And then that is Galid Osman and the Roberto Fontana came together. Unfortunately, big contact, big damage for Osman. Fontana makes it back to pit lane. And Galid Osman with a heavily deranged front right-hand wheel. That's all she wrote on that one. Real shame for Galid Osman. And good news for us, though. That car has been cleared. The lights are off. And the safety car will be in. 4 minutes and 46 seconds plus 1 lap to decide the opening race of the weekend, round 9 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Elishay from Afkona from Bjork, Mikulis, Arrutia, Girolami, Mar, Guerrieri, Rosso and Cardozo are your top 10. Let's get ready to rumble one more time here at Pinar for this opening race of the weekend. It gets loud when the acceleration gets hard, and Jan Elishay is accelerating hard to the line. We are back racing again for the final 4 minutes plus 1 lap. Elishay leads everybody across the line. Mikel Afkona a little bit further detached on this restart. Ted Bjork even further still back in the 111. And then it's Norbert Mikulis holding off a hungry and charging pack behind, headed by home hero Santiago Arrutia up in 5th position. He'll be desperately keen to find a way past Mikulis, and for his sake, hopefully Ted Bjork as well, to stand on the bottom step of the podium. But Bjork has got himself a very tasty cushion, it has to be said, to the cars behind. Almost a re-repeat of what it was before the safety car intervention, it seems. Björk again back into that no man's land. Elishay again with a relatively modest but somewhat comfortable gap to the chasing Mikel Azcona behind. No movers or shakers through these opening few corners. Rafael Race, you see, on the defensive a little bit further back. Maglione is the car trying to find his way past the Brazilian driver, but Race has the line covered. No need to worry in the black and white Cupra at the front of the field, though. In the blue Cyan Lincoln Co, Elishay doesn't even need to defend into the final corner. Such is the gap to himself and Mikel Azcona. Santiago Urrutia in the 1-1-2, trying so desperately to find a way past Norbert Michelis. He knows that there's just one Hyundai between himself and a Cyan teammate in front. Be interesting to see if he can clear Norbert Michelis, what he can do about Ted Björk. Smoke's kicking up from the back of Mikel Azcona's Hyundai. Azcona, though, not close enough to make any kind of move. Marchinquois starting to sniff all over the rear of Esteban Gurrieri's Elantra as well. Mar emboldened by what has been a sensational opening race so far. Started 15th, all the way up into 7th place now, and very much in the conversation for a top 6 as things stand. Esteban Gurrieri was the last car he disposed of. Gurrieri now back down in 8th position. Juan Rosso is still the leader of the TCR South America contingent. He'll be coming into our shot in a few moments' time, I dare say. Let's take a quick look at the replay, though. This is the Dusan Borkovic move, I think. No, that was a pass for position. So that was Dusan Borkovic with a pass for position on Rafael Race. Good move for Borkovic. That takes him up into 15th position. 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock, though. Norbert Michelis has a look in his rear view mirrors, goes very heavily defensive. Indeed, does Norbert Michelis. And Urrutia to the inside, last of the way breakers. Inevitable contact between the two. Michelis, in no uncertain terms, nerfed to the outside of the corner. Urrutia threw everything he'd got at that one. Norbert not expecting such a late lunge. He's been knocked out of not one, but 2 positions. That's allowed his teammate Girolami to make his way through. Game on for this particular fight. Santi Urrutia was never going to be one to bide his time, and that was a hip and shoulder in very aggressive style for Santiago Urrutia. Can Bebel Girolami do anything to turn the tables back in favour of Hyundai? Michelis still on the racetrack, still holding on, but he's got Marchinquois for company now. Can round 2 be a little bit cleaner between the Hyundai and Lincoln Co drivers? The final minute of competition plus 1 lap. Michelis on the defensive. Urrutia, having made that hit and run, has now cleared the second of the 2 Hyundais behind. Michelis having to go defensive, very much so from Marchinquois. Gurrieri almost as one with the Chinese driver, trying to climb all over the top of the current World Tour standing leader. But this is a big move for Norbert Michelis. He leads the World Tour standings. It's a slender advantage, and with Jan Elishay at the head of the pack looking good for a race win, this is not what Norby needs at all. Even less so with Marchinquois trying to find the inside. Can't do it. Norby and Girolami swap positions. That's some good team play. Bebel Girolami trying so hard to defend his Hungarian teammate. Then Mar trying to buy into this one as well. Marchinquois not one to mess around. It's 3 wide. Michelis is in the middle. Mar on the inside. On the outside is the GOAT Racing Honda of Gurrieri. Will they all make it through the opening, the first few corners? Yes, they do. Gurrieri sneaks past Norbert Michelis like a game with snakes and ladders. Norbert Michelis very firmly finds himself on the ladder, and then the snake down into 7th position. Several positions lost. That was not a good final couple of laps for Norbert Michelis, and he will be double frustrated. But not only did he lose the initial position to the 1-1-2 of Urrutia, but he's also lost out to Girolami, to Mar, and to Gurrieri as well. Wanted a bit of drama. We waited for a bit of drama, but it's come right at the end of the race. Jan Elishay still has a comfortable 1.3 second gap at the front of the field. It's all been about that bit of drama there. There's some further contact. That is an assault from Marchinquois and Esteban Gurrieri. Mar's got damage and slowed down. We'll see what happens to that one. That allows Michelis back up again. But at the front of the pack, it is Jan Elishay that leads us round to the checkered flag in a few moments' time. Norbert Michelis doesn't know what day of the week it is for all the assaults he's been having, and that good work for Mar is for nothing. So here we go then. Crossing the line for the final lap of the race. No, but Mikulis, it's worked out very nicely indeed to have that position back. That moves him back into 6th place behind teammate Girolami. Elishay at the front still having no dramas whatsoever from Mikel Azcona. Gurrieri still just about makes it through as well. He's holding on to 7th position, but Mar drops all the way down to 13th place, courtesy of that little assault. Real shame for Marcinkoir. Dusan Borkovic, by the way, has moved up to 12th, so he's doing well. Is Dusan Borkovic starting all the way, almost outside the top 20 for the big Serbian driver, so good stuff from Dusan Borkovic. Even better stuff, though, from Jan Elishay, our race leader from pole position. Survived the safety car restart, survived an early onslaught from the Hyundai of Mikel Azcona and Jan Elishay. This looked inevitable after qualifying, it has to be said, and he has looked typically unflustered as the French driver at the front of the field. A potent force in a touring car, it has to be said, is Jan Elishay. He's shown every bit of that potency here at El Pinar. Jan Elishay then accelerates through the final corner to take the checkered flag. A race victory in round 9 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Second position goes to Azcona. Ted Bjork in 3rd position. Will this be a change right at the very line between the two Hyundai drivers? I dare say it probably will be, and it is. No, but Mikulis moves to 5th. Nestor Girolami in 6th. There is Marcinkoir and Rafael Reis dragging to the line. It's Advantage Mar, though, in 15th position. And then ahead of the pack in the TCR South America drivers, Pedro Cardozo. Great drive from Cardozo, 8th position, just ahead of Juan Rosso in 9th. And Matheus Rossi rounds out the top 10 in the TCR South America podium as well. Fabulous stuff then from each and every one. Celebrations aplenty down in the Lincoln Co. Cyan Racing Garage. Frederick Vallen there receiving the shake of the hand. They're happy with the day's work, it has to be said. A 1-3 for Lincoln Co. Second position for Mikel Azcona, and a very fortunate, it has to be said, Norbert Mikulis survives to the line in position 5. There is Pedro Cardozo, 8th position overall, great result, and the first guy home of the TCR South America runners. So he'll be taking the full points for South America. Thumbs up from Juan Angel Rosso as well at Palladini, as they are 1-2 in the South America field. That is Pedro Cardozo's team. Very pleased indeed with their result, and so they should be. And this is our provisional results then. Jan Elishay from Mikel Azcona and Ted Bjork at the podium. Santiago Urrutia, Norbert Mikulis, Beppo Girolami, Esteban Gurrieri and Pedro Cardozo are our top 8, with Cardozo coming in first in the TCR South America field, of course. In 9th, it is Juan Rosso from Matheus Rossi in 10th. Dusan Borkovic to 11th at the line from Rodrigo Baptista. Juan Manuel Casella. And then Rafael Suzuki, Marcinkoir 15th, Rafael Reis in 16th position. 17th goes to Fabio Casagrande, Carlos Silva 18th, then it's Reichel in 19th and Maglioni in 20th. Gally Osman, unfortunately, would fall into retirement, as would Norberto Fontana, Tiago Vivacqua, John Filippi and Marco Butti, right off of the line at the start of the race, which is why, of course, we had our safety car intervention. Now, a little bit of quick mental maths. That should mean that the championship lead of Norbert Mikulis has now reduced to just 21 points, with Jan Elishay moving up in a second in the overall standings. Esteban Gurrieri just 27 in arrears in 3rd. Ted Bjork drops down to 4th place with 37 points behind Norbe, and Mikel Azcona, his 2nd place, promotes him to 5th in the Kumho TCR World Tour provisional standings, 39 points away from his championship leading teammate Norbert Mikulis. Our top 3 then for the World Tour coming to Parc Fermé. Camera crews are ready, fans are ready, teams are ready to celebrate with their drivers. And the man that's going to be celebrating the wildest, of course, will be Jan Elishay. Beautiful race victory from pole position to a race victory at the head of the field. It's a great result for Jan. Great performance, even more importantly. A bit of bad luck, I think it's fair to say, has gone the way of Jan Elishay this season. So he'll be very satisfied to get win number 6 in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Fabulous stuff. A real talent is Jan Elishay. Won race 2 in Mid-Ohio. Had a slightly less impressive Interlagos weekend. Misfortune befalling the French driver, but he makes up for it very nicely indeed. Thank you very much. With an opening victory of the weekend at El Pinar. And there is Ted Bjork, straight there to celebrate. 1-3 for the Lincoln Co-Cyan Racing team. That was a great drive from Bjork as well. Incisive passing was the key to taking that podium position for Ted. Didn't really have a lot to do after that moment. Never really found himself in too much of a battle with either those in front or behind. Ted Bjork brought the car home very well indeed to get that podium position. Pedro Cardozo, as mentioned, is the first driver home for the South America field as well. Takes the victory from Juan Rosso, and Mateus Rossi is the TCR South America podium. Mikel Azcona, quick celebration there, and that's home guy, Santiago Urrutia. Santi crossed the line, but the big question is, will the stewards have anything to say about the slightly aggressive overtake, shall we say, of Norbert Michaelis? For now, Santiago Urrutia is fourth. We'll see if that one stays when the results become final. So, in a few moments' time then, when the drivers have got their helmets off and got ready and in position, we'll have a little chat with Lisa Leyland down in Parc Fermé to get some opinions and thoughts. You can see Lisa on your screen there waiting patiently as Jan quickly celebrates with his team, has a few more final handshakes, and then we'll hear from our race winner on what looked to be a relatively straightforward victory, it has to be said. Now, whether that was quite the same from the cockpit of the car, very easy to say from the commentary box, but let's find out from the man himself. So let's head down to Lisa Leyland in Parc Fermé with our race winner, Jan Aleshe.
Jan Aleshe, congratulations. That's lights to flag victory for you. It's been a tough couple of rounds. You needed that win.
Yeah, we needed it. But you know, at the end of the day, it was just normal day in the office. I've done what I'm paid for, and we are happy that it finished like this. It's good points, and all the guys worked very hard because the beginning of the weekend was definitely not easy. At least on my side, I didn't felt well with the car, and I didn't drive well, to be honest. So it's good that we win this main race now with pole position, and having Azcona behind me pushing all the race was not easy to manage, but we did a good bet on the setup, and it worked well.
Congrats and good luck for the second race. Thank you.
Just a standard day in the office for Jan Aleshe. That's exactly what we wondered. It looked like a lights to flag victory, very comfortable at the front of the field for the Lincoln Co-Cyan Racing driver. That's his sixth victory in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour over the 2 years that we've been running, and that is a vital result, as Lisa mentioned. Kickstarts his championship charge, gets things back on track in the best way possible.
Well, extremely happy. I think we had it coming for a while now. But yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, the car was perfect as well since yesterday on qualifying. The start, I didn't do a great start. I dropped down to second. But I knew we had the pace, and as soon as I had the opportunity with, I think, like 4 laps to go, I did a move, and it was quite clean. It was perfect. Rosso did a really good fight with me as well. So yeah, really, really happy. I think we deserve it, and let's go for another one on the afternoon race.
Great job. Good luck for the second race. Thank you.
Pedro Cardozo there, taking the victory for the TCR South America field, finishing in 8th position overall, which is a very, very good result for Cardozo. It's one of those drivers that is often and always strong in a TCR car. Finished P10 at La Pedrera, race 2 last year for his best result in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour, and his last best result in TCR competition was a P2 at Interlagos this year in TCR South America. So that's his first TCR South America victory while racing with the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour alongside him. Nice opportunity to take a win on a world stage for your national championship and all of the fanfare that comes with it. So Pedro Cardozo will indeed be very, very satisfied with that one. As we're getting ready for the podium celebrations, you can see the podium down there. A concert will be held a little bit later on tonight as well. There's activations going on around the circuit pretty much all day long. The drivers did the parade lap in vintage cars a little bit earlier on as well. It's been a really, really good weekend. The passion of the South American fans for touring car racing is absolutely sensational to witness and to be a part of it. Of course, if Santi Urruti would have won, it would have been an even bigger one, indeed, in terms of the cheer and the celebrations. But these South American fans absolutely know a good motor race when they see it, and we've had a very, very nice motor race to get us started this weekend. Of course, we're racing again a little bit later on, 8:15 p.m. CEST. We're back in action for race 2 of the weekend, round 10 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour Series. So pencil a little note in your diary for that one. Second races of the day are always the more dramatic. And then we're not back in action again until October the 18th when we go to China. So there's no need to be particularly calm with these cars. There'll be some elbows out, I am absolutely sure. A few moments away from podium celebrations then, just to reiterate the provisional championship standings. No, but Miklas's lead has been reduced to 21 points. It's now Jan Aleshay that's leading that particular charge. Esteban Gurrier is a further 6 points in arrears in third position, leading the GOAT Racing Honda squad. And then Ted Bjork is a further 10 back, 37 in total, away from our championship leader in fourth. And then another 3 points, 39 behind Miklas is second place finisher today, Mikel Azcona. Azcona fifth, provisionally, in the TCR World Tour standings. But of course, don't forget, it's a reverse grid race too for our second race of the day. So everything that you see there is likely to change. So let's head down then to the podium.
Round 9 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. In third place from Team Lincoln Co. Cyan Racing, we have Ted Bjork. Congratulations there to Ted.
Thank you.
And in second place from Team BRC Hyundai N Squadra, we have Mikel Azcona. Great job there to Mikel and his team. And he needs no introduction for today. Our winning driver from round 9 from Team Lincoln Co. Cyan Racing, we have Jan Aleshay. Congratulations there to Jan, and our winning team on the podium today is Lincoln Co. Cyan Racing, represented by Danny Correra. Congratulations there to our 3 drivers and our team manager there. We are now ready for the national anthem. National anthem first. And presenting the winning trophies for today, we have Marcelo Adielos. President of... He's going to be presenting our winning trophies for today to our winning drivers and, of course, our winning team. Time now for the national anthem. Huge applause there. Our drivers now for a family photo. Okay, there, quick photo opportunity. Enjoy the champagne, guys. Don't forget race 2. Congratulations.
And there we go then. A difficult podium procedure, but we got there in the end. And the champagne in time-honoured style is sprayed by our top 3 drivers. Jan Aleshe at the head of the pack will be delighted to soak those overalls in champagne. It means a lot to take the race victory. The smile on the ever-cheerful Frenchman is as wide as it can be. And that is a good morning's work for these 2 drivers. But let's not forget we're racing again in the non-too-distant future, so there'll be no drinking. It'll be straight into the debriefs, no celebrating, straight into working out what they can do better for the next race of the day. Said next race of the day, of course, takes place at 8:15 p.m. CEST. So make sure you don't miss out on that one. There's time for the drivers to reconsider exactly how they approach this racing. Time for the teams to tune those cars to be a little bit quicker. And then we go racing for the final time this year in South America for the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour and the TCR South America field, combining here at El Pinar to put on a fantastic show for the fans trackside and the fans watching from home, of course. The opening race was a bit of a cracker. We had an unfortunate safety car intervention, a little bit of drama. Marco Butti will certainly be hoping that things work out a little bit better on. And in the South America field, Pedro Cardozo did a fantastic job to finish 8th overall and take the TCR South America victory for his troubles from Juan Angel Rosso. And there is
in second place position from Argentina as well, we have Juan Angel Rosso. And of course, needing no introduction, our winning driver for race 1 of TCR South America from Brazil, Pedro Cardozo. Congratulations there to Pedro and the 3 drivers. Our winning team on the podium today from PMO Racing, represented by Damian Finecci. And presenting our winning trophies today, we have Marcelo Metidiera from Intenda de Canelones. Time now for our national anthem. We're almost ready for the national anthem, but if you want to go straight to the champagne, you can do that as well.
Great stuff then by our TCR South America field, collecting their trophies and spraying the champagne. And Pedro Cardozo lights a flash on the number 43 Peugeot. Another fantastic drive from Cardozo. He took the victory in TCR South America and the maximum points haul to help his own championship charge, as well as finishing 8th overall in the TCR World Tour field. That'll help him no end in the TCR World Rankings. Great drive from both.
The podium presentation of the Trophy Cup here in El Pinar, Uruguay. In 3rd place from Brazil, we have driver Guillem Richil. Congratulations there to Guillem. And our 2nd place Trophy Cup driver today, we have Carlos Silva from Uruguay. Great to be on the podium for his home race. And our winning driver from Trophy Cup, we have Fabio Cascarande from Brazil. Congratulations there to Fabio on the first step of the podium today. And of course, the winning team for today for the Trophy Cup race is Quadra Marino. And presenting the trophies today, Presidente TCR Squadmero Federico Punta. Congratulations to our 3 drivers there. Enjoy the champagne and see you race 2.
TCR Trophy Cup podium, and another victory for Fabio Cascarande at the head of that field. Great driving there from Cascarande to take another win to go with the one that he scored at the Interlagos circuit last time around. So that's done with our podium celebrations for the day. Here are confirmation again of the provisional results. Jan Aleshe winning out from Mikolas Kona and Ted Bjork. The Santi Urrutia, Norbert Mikulis, Bebel Girolami, Esteban Guerrieri. Rounding out the top 7, Pedro Cardozo from Juan Angel Rosso and Mateus Rossi are the top 10 and the top 3 in TCR South America. Dusan Borkovic, a big mover and shaker in that race, moves up into 11th position, and sadly John Filippi for Volcano Motorsports failing to make the start. Hopefully that car can be repaired and ready to go in race 2. Fantastic stuff then from all concerned. Let's remember, we're back in action again, 8:15 p.m. CEST on the TCR TV YouTube channel. From myself, Paul Jeffrey, and all the team, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Seen a few highlights actually before we go of this opening race. Contact, drama, contact and excitement aplenty throughout the field. Dusan Borkovic, we just saw briefly on screen, receiving the brunt of it all. Some great overtaking as well. Bebel Girolami, elbows out, plenty aggressive in the BRC Hyundai N Squadra Corsa team. No need to be aggressive though at the front of the field for Jan Aleshe. He led from start to finish. Pole position, survived the safety car, unlike this particular incident. Contact for Roberto Fontana and Galid Osman. Both drivers would retire from the race. Ted Bjork had a quiet race, 3rd position, good start, good overtakes. He makes his way through. That was Dusan Borkovic closing up to what would be a very impressive drive. That's the move of the race though. That is where all of the drama happened in the final few minutes. Santiago Urrutia on the hip and shoulder with Norbert Mikulis. At the front of the field though, Jan Aleshe took the flag. A great day's racing was had, and we go again in a little while time here in El Pinar, 8:15 CEST on the TCR TV YouTube channel. Can Jan Aleshe do anything from 10th on the grid? Will Pedro Cardozo be able to repeat his victory in TCR South America? All these questions and more need to be answered, and all these questions and more will be answered when we're back on air again in a very short while's time. So make sure you don't miss out. 8:15 CEST on TCR TV YouTube channel. Stay tuned to the TCR socials for all the news between races. Here we go again for the final time in South America in a very, very short while's time. It's been a great race, some great performances from us all. Goodbye.